What does it mean to live more with less? I'm Katie Wells, and welcome to the Maximized Minimalist Podcast. If you found yourself caught up in the hamster wheel of modern-day motherhood and want to rewrite the script, congratulations, you're in the right place. I'm here to be your guide and help you take back your motherhood and achieve a simpler, more joy-filled life. Cheers to being a maximized minimalist. Enjoy the show. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You've been maybe procrastinating or watching the mess and clutter build up on your counters for the last few days, and then you're like, that's it, I'm doing a reset, I'm going. You reset the countertops in your kitchen and oh my gosh, you feel so good. It's like they're clear. It's like the clouds part, the heavens part, the sun is shining down onto your clean kitchen counters and you feel so good about yourself. You're like, yes, I am doing great in life. I'm awesome. And then what happens? Maybe your partner comes home, your kids come home, keys, mail, water bottles, broken toys, stuff lands there. And like 2 hours later, it looks like you didn't do anything. And a couple things might happen here. You might be a little resentful. You might be scratching your head like, what the heck am I doing wrong? You might be like, what? I'm so annoyed right now. It might be a combination of all of those things. Here is the thing. Stuff attracts stuff. And this is something that I noticed years ago. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And once something lands on a surface area, meaning like a horizontal surface, it's almost like it gives our brains this subconscious permission slip that it's okay to just keep putting stuff there. So I want to start here because I know, at least if you're anything like me, maybe you felt like it's like a personal attack when you clear the counters and then junk lands back on it. It's frustrating, right? And if we live in this constant reactive state of like taking it personally, like my family's out to get me, my family's doing this on purpose and it's making me mad, then that's not really helpful. And it's not true. I don't think our family has ill intention to frustrate us over putting things where they don't necessarily belong. It's just a matter of our brain loving patterns and our brains loving shortcuts. And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something we all need to remind ourselves of. You and I mean, we are crushing it in life a lot of the time, but we are not perfect. We are not perfect. Every day I put stuff on a surface where it doesn't belong. Okay. So it's not just our families. Today's episode, we're going to cover 4 really helpful ways to get some of those things off your counters, off your surface areas. And this is going to be especially helpful for anyone who has things intentionally on surface areas for visual reminders so you don't forget and you remember to use them. Really quick, I get asked all the time about my favorite home essentials. And I love sharing stuff that actually makes life easier. I am all about clearing the clutter, creating a home that works hard for us, feels lighter, calmer, like all the things. Well, something I don't talk about enough is the invisible clutter we're all breathing in. This is dust. This is pet dander. This is mold spores and allergens, the yucky stuff we really need to declutter from our air. We don't see it, but it's hanging around. This is why I am obsessed with my Air Doctor air purifier. I cannot tell you the difference it has made in my home. I actually have used an air purifier for, I almost want to say 15 years or so, but the Air Doctor has really made such a difference. It gets rid of the pollutants, the bacteria, the allergens. It is so powerful. And I'm telling you what, it is springtime here in Asheville. There is a coating of yellow pollen on all of my outdoor furniture right now. My poor husband, Andrew, has dealt with allergies his whole life. But when we are in the house, his allergies are even better. I'm telling you, it sucks so much of the junk out of the air. And as you know, or may not know, I am a proud bona fide cat lady. I have 2 fluffy cats and they have pet dander. I love them, but they can be yucky sometimes. So the Air Doctor helps with that. And I just breathe easier, literally and figuratively. So right now, Air Doctor is hooking you, my listener, up with an exclusive deal. You can get up to $300 off. Just head to airdoctorpro.com and use my code MAX, that's MAX, to start breathing cleaner air today. Okay, so we know why stuff attracts stuff. Our brains love patterns. Okay, so let's depersonalize it. Let's move on to 4 different ways to help that. Number 1, this is my personal favorite. So remember, surface area is horizontal.
horizontal. So what is the opposite of horizontal? It is vertical. So we need to remember these two words, go vertical. If you want to see something, but don't want it attracting stuff to it on your countertop, do something like a sticky note or a little index card, put a little piece of tape on the back of it and post it on the outside of your cabinet. Let's keep going with the vitamin example because I feel like that's so relatable, or protein powder. I feel like a lot of us, we buy these things and then we out of sight, out of mind, right? So maybe when you get a new vitamin, you put a little sticky note on the outside of the cabinet that it lives. And so each morning when you're doing your morning routine, making breakfast, all the things, you see that visual reminder, but it's not the actual pill box on your counter anymore, attracting other chaos and stuff to it. So it serves the same purpose. So then what do? We open the cabinet, take the vitamin. Once that becomes more habitual, more rote, you likely won't need that reminder on the outside of the cabinet. You can shift it to the inside, or you might not need it at all. Remember, a lot of times we keep things out from a habit standpoint is to remind us. Now, some things I get it. It's like I need to sign off on my kids' homework or something. It might not be a daily thing, but for these things that we're waiting to become habits or hoping to become habits, a lot of these things we're covering today are really more short-term than long-term plays. Front of the fridge is a great location to kind of have your dedicated reminder list. So remember, just go vertical. And actually from a physical standpoint too, maybe even installing a vertical wall organizer on the inside of your cabinet. Again, anytime you open up the cabinet, maybe it's just right there vertically instead of shoved in the back where you don't see it. So there are a lot of ways you could take this, but just remember this at the end of the day, go vertical can be a major game changer, and it's keeping your countertops way more clear. Number 2, another fan favorite is to create designated reminder zones. So instead of letting stuff scatter everywhere, vitamins on the counter, a bill on the kitchen table, maybe a new lotion on top of your bathroom vanity, or keys somewhere else. It adds up, right? Create a designated spot for it and create a physical boundary. So something physical like a tray that lives on. This could be on your office table, a tray for your essentials, or a tray on your bathroom vanity for your soap dish and that lotion you want to wear. I didn't used to believe in the power of that physical boundary. It's like, yes, the item's still living on the surface area, but because there's a physical boundary, our brain isn't as likely to dump something next to it that doesn't fit on that physical boundary. It still might happen, but usually it happens less. It's interesting how our brains are wired. I don't understand it, but just try it out as an option. Number 3 is using clear storage. So again, out of sight, out of mind. But if you, again, store something inside a cabinet and maybe it's shoved to the corner, keep it up front, use the clear storage like we talked about. Instead of putting it in storage you can't see through at a glance, clear can be helpful, or even labeled. Again, the label is a visual cue, a visual reminder. Oh, here's my supplement bin. Oh, here's my whatever bin. So yes, it's still tucked away, but when you open it, it's very quickly right there. You have the visual cue other than the item itself. And then this is another favorite of mine. This is often what I use, is pairing the physical item with a digital reminder. So instead of leaving things out as a don't forget to use me, let your phone or technology do the heavy lifting. I mean, come on, we're on our phones enough as it is. So just make it work hard for you. Just like we are all here listening to this episode and this podcast to make our homes support us and work hard for us. Let's do this. So set an alarm to take your vitamins. Again, if this is a regular thing, instead of leaving them on the counter, add a calendar reminder to yourself to pay the bill on Friday instead of leaving it on the counter. Again, if you're looking at your digital calendar regularly, you're still getting that visual reminder. It's just in a different way. And use a notes tab in your phone. Again, visual reminder for running to-do lists instead of things landing all over your surface areas. So we talked about 4 different ways to stop the clutter and the mess from spreading like wildfire, which is awesome. Just pick one. I promise you, pick one that resonates and just run with it. These small tweaks make a huge, huge impact. But I want to talk about something even, I think, more important is what if you could use this principle of stuff attracts stuff for you instead of against you? This is exactly what I did with my fruit bowl. Because before I had it's a big fruit bowl. I don't even know. It's like is it 18? I don't know. It's like at least 12 inches. It is a big old, it's a pretty solid bowl I think we got for a wedding gift. And I was like, oh, it's so pretty. I want to use this all the time. It just makes me smile. So I turned it into a fruit bowl, but I didn't just place it anywhere. I placed it where I want stuff to get attracted to. So it's in the corner right near my sink. And just doing this one thing, y'all, has changed my life. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that, because 99% of the time when you come into my home, surface area stuff is all over by the kitchen sink where I want it. Water bottles, dirty dishes, anything. And it does the trick. So I'm using it to help me. And it's been a game changer. So again, rather than trying to fight human nature and this law of stuff attracts stuff, lean into it and allow it to work in your favor. So here are some things you can just kind of tick off in your mind, tick off the box. Okay. If you are noticing clutter, or let's just say expected mess, because that's the reality of two of what lands on surface areas. It's not necessarily clutter. It could just be stuff you didn't put back. Place something intentional there, like I did with my fruit bowl. So maybe if your entryway collects all the expected mess, which a lot of them do, add a small decorative tray to define what does belong, just like keys and sunglasses. If you're struggling to keep your bathroom counter clear, if that is a pain point for you, swap out those scattered products for a streamlined organizer on the inside of maybe a bathroom vanity or inside of a bathroom drawer. And let's talk about desks tend to attract paper piles, right? Limit what's allowed there. Keep only a notebook, going back to the boundary piece we talked about earlier, and find a home for everything else. Use some of those tips, digital reminders, etc. The goal isn't to leave more things out, or in some cases, to even remove those things if you don't want to. It's just to be strategic about what stays. So you're guiding the flow of your space instead of letting stuff attract stuff and the chaos that comes from that from taking over. And that can change everything. So take a look around. Where is clutter attracting more clutter? Or as I prefer to say, stuff attracting more stuff? And how could you flip the script to intentionally create a space that works for you? All right, friend, if this episode was helpful, share it with a friend who also might battle the clutter magnet effect and the slow clutter creep. And before you go, do not miss next week's episode. You need to be here for this one. I am sitting down with Dr. Ashley Rath to talk about burnout. Have you experienced burnout? I think we all have. I think some of us have been living in burnout. We're going to talk about why it happens, how to bounce back, and the sneaky ways it can creep in, even if you think you're fine. This is the kind of conversation that'll have you nodding along, maybe feeling a little bit called out, but ultimately walking away with a game plan to stop the cycle for good. So make sure to hit subscribe on the podcast, and I'll see you back here next Wednesday. Ready, set, simplify. Bye.